Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited, still sick, but super excited because we're going to be talking about love languages. Now I asked a lot of you guys on Instagram if you knew what a love language was. About half of you guys didn't, so I thought I would do a video all about it, and I love talking about this because I just love love, you know? So before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. There's also a little notification bell that you can hit if you want to be notified when I post new videos. So with that being said, let's get on into it. So a love language is how you give love and how you like to receive love. So there are 5 love languages. Now there is a guy named Gary Chapman who came up with the book, The 5 Love Languages, and I'll have it linked down below. It is such an amazing book, especially if you're dating or in a relationship. It's such a good book to read. So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, or physical touch. So there is a free quiz online. I'll link it down below as well, but it takes about like 10 to 15 minutes to complete, and it will tell you your love language in like rank. So what's your love language, like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and it just goes down in rank. So my number 1 love language is words of affirmation. You can tell me I'm pretty all day, you can tell me my dinner was amazing, and I would love to hear it, and I would feel so loved by you. Kyle got a 0 on words of affirmation. He does not need to hear words whatsoever. I think he thinks it's nice when he hears words, but it's not like he really needs it. Like, I don't need to stroke his ego or anything. He does not receive love that way. So what I love about love languages is it teaches you how to love others better. So like I just said, Kyle doesn't like words of affirmation, but Kyle's number 1 was acts of service and gifts. I think they were about even. So Kyle loves when I take something off his hands. Like if he knows he needs to do something around the house and I do it for him, he loves it. Like I remember one time when we were dating and he kept talking about his room being dirty, and I was like, I'm just gonna go surprise him. I know he's out, and I'm gonna go clean his room for him. And even though that was so hard for me because I don't feel like cleaning rooms, I was like, I know this is how he'll feel loved and he'll feel really refreshed and good. And he was so thankful after I cleaned his room for him. So like making him dinner, making him breakfast, cleaning up the house, or I could even like clean out his car one time. I think he'd really like that. I've never done that, but that's a good idea. So he loves being served. He also loves gifts, and I am so bad at gifts. And I actually don't know if he really loves receiving gifts as much as he does giving gifts. So there's a difference. You can also show love in a way that you don't like really receiving love. So Kyle is really good at showing love, at giving people gifts. And so he bought me this piano back here for our anniversary, and I bought him a book. Like I am not good at giving gifts, but he is so good at planning out gifts and giving really good gifts. Now when he gets gifts, I think he really likes them, but I think he enjoys acts of service a little bit more. Now physical touch, we both got like the same ranking. Like I think we both got 6s when we were dating, but I noticed I think I like physical touch a little bit more than he does. I love when he comes home and he like hugs me and kisses me. Like I feel so loved when I'm getting physical touch, or like when we're out in public and he like wants to hold my hand or just hugs me. I love that so much, and that is so special to me. So words of affirmation and physical touch are like my top 2, and I think it's changed even more in marriage. Like I love physical touch. Quality time was really high for both of us. We love spending time with each other, and like non-distracted time too. I love when we're intentional and like we plan on a date, and it just feels so special spending that like uninterrupted quality time. Like we could go out to dinner every other night and it'd be like, yeah, just like simple, but actually taking that time to be intentional about having quality time is so important. So if you're someone who really likes spending time with people and that's what makes you feel loved, is people sacrificing their time for you, then you're probably one of the ones who loves quality time. So if you're dating someone or married to someone, it's so important to know each other's love languages, because the way that you want to show love is usually how you like to receive love. So I usually want to show love by giving words, by telling Kyle I love him, by leaving little notes or stuff like that. But Kyle says that he doesn't really like care if I leave him a note. He's like, I mean, it's nice, but it's not how I feel loved. So I had to change the way that I showed him love so he can fully feel love the best way as possible. So like making him breakfast in the morning, or making him dinner, or cleaning out his closet. Like, he would love something like that. So it's so important to know how the other person feels loved the most so you can share it with that person. Now, Kyle has a harder time telling me that he loves me, telling me that I look beautiful. Like, even though he might think it, it might not come out in his words just because that's not who he naturally is saying like super sappy and sweet things all the time. But he is intentional in about saying the things he thinks now so that I feel loved. So he'll get up and tell me, oh, you look beautiful, or after I make dinner, oh, dinner was great. Like, he is very intentional about what he says to me now. And this is not an easy task. Like, if it was, everyone would be doing it and having like wonderful marriages and wonderful relationships. But it's not an easy task. You really got to be intentional and think about, how am I going to show this person love today the way they would like to be loved? And I am not perfect at this whatsoever, so don't think that I am by telling you guys this, because I really, really need to work on this, and actually making this video has made me think like, wow, I need to be a lot better at this than I am. And so just communicating your love language and really just like reminding each other like, hey, this is how I feel loved, or I feel really loved when you do this, and then trying to do that more often will make your relationship like this. Another thing I love about love languages is it doesn't only have to take place in a romantic relationship. It can take place in your friendships and in your workplace. If you have a friend that loves spending quality time together, then you want to make sure that you set aside time to spend time with that person so that they'll feel loved. Or if you have another friend who loves getting complimented about her new hairstyle or purse or whatever, make sure you're intentional about complimenting that person about something that you really like on them or something new. They will love to hear that. This can also take place in the workplace. If you have somebody that kind of like gets on your nerves, or just like a friend in the office, then find out their love language. Try to show them love through their love language. So if there's another girl in the office that you're like, hey, I know this girl really likes receiving gifts, like bring her a coffee in the morning. Or if she really likes acts of service, find out something that she needs to do and do it for her. Stuff like that will make people really appreciate your friendship and really feel loved. Of course, if you're like in a relationship, don't be buying gifts for like another guy or something like that. Would be totally weird. But if it's like the same gender, or you just want to show love to somebody who maybe is not so friendly or having a bad day, knowing somebody's love language is so helpful. So I would highly recommend taking the quiz if you guys have time. Leave your love language down below. I would love to hear and talk with you guys more in the comments about it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!